How you doing, Stop the BS? How you doing, Michelle? Yeah, we knew we was going to walk. We knew we was going to walk, Stop the BS with us. But I want to add a caveat that today my internet's been acting crazy so late to the program, and my internet's been acting up all damn day. So we'll see if we can carry out this show without, things going down, and we'll see. I'm glad we got on another channel. I'm glad we got a white. That's right, go Kyle. It's made it more easy now to kill these crackers, right? So we're gonna stand it. Start the show in a minute. Online opens tonight. Justice has been served. We'll invite every white individual to feel free to call up when we get things started. She'll begin in about 7 more minutes. 6 minutes, excuse me. So, we're live on the radio. We're going to be live on the radio, live on multiple channels. We're going to be on the radio here in Africa, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter/Periscope. So we'll be on multiple platforms tonight. He says he's a blue-eyed devil. That's him. Okay. Hope you don't afraid to call in blue-eyed devil in a little bit. We're not gonna beat you. We wanna hear how you feel. That'll be the number in a little while. My internet's been acting up tonight. Sure, I didn't want me to go live. My internet's been real janky. Yeah, my internet's been real messed up. So as the show goes down, family, just head over to the radio station. That's probably going to be the only place we're going to be able to be heard from. Just make sure you go to www.blackhighfirenetwork.com. Click on that radio button, because my internet is acting up all day long. I wasn't sure I was going to even be able to go live tonight. So we'll get this party started in about 3 more minutes. Quite a delay. I don't know. White devil, said white devil. I don't know, white devil. I never touched this stuff. I never touched the Hennessy, so I don't have no idea who's drinking it, white devil. All right, you change your Harley Smith to straight to white devil that quick, okay? I got you, white devil. White devil. What's going on, Unsunken One? I be hitting dipping though, you know. Okay. It's all good, white devil. White devil. I feel guilty calling you white devil. You could have kept your original name Harley Smith. You didn't have to rebrand your name as White Devil. It's all good. White Devil. That's funny. Making me laugh. You got to represent, okay? What's going on, George? White devil. Okay. So, all right, family. Pause it and get this thing going, okay? A little late, family. I'm having internet problems, so y'all understand. So I'm gonna say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Fire Network show. I'm your host, the Black Hot Fire. Always on that ass. Now we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States, all the way over to the motherland of Africa, because we are truly one of the only international radio shows. Now I'm going to give a shout out to everybody watching us on Facebook, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Twitter/Periscope, everybody listening to us on the flagship station, BlackHotFireNetwork.com. Now, put on your headgear, strap on your seatbelt, and get ready for the ride. Here we go. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Woo! Come on. Now, whatever system you're watching, pound the like button, put the follow button wherever you at, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you at, watch us at. Enjoy the ride. Here we go. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Come on. Here we go. Feel free to call up the number 850-368-9102. Don't be scared, I'm not gonna bite you. 850-368-9102. Call up and get this goddamn black, hot, hot. Come on. Everybody pile in. That's true. Really stop shooting me with needles on. Alright. Black, hot, All right, family, how's everybody doing this night? I'm a little late because my internet has been acting right long. So, we just experienced one of the craziest trials in white supremacist history, right? And as Neely Fuller has so aptly taught us, that white supremacy is a religion. This trial was so morose, so over the top, crazy. Because even if you believe this young man was killing people in self-defense, the question is, why was he there? Said, illegally purchased a gun, carried it to a protest against anti-black racism. Just throws out the... Exactly right. But that's what we're going to call it today, right? So we know the specifics of the case. Young man pays someone to buy a gun because he's not eligible to own a firearm at his age. It is illegal. And of course, the judge throws this out, right? Throws out all his prior behavior leading up to that night's events, right? So the prosecution was already handicapped to begin with. Like I said, this thing is hilarious. This is white supremacy doubling down and being blatantly open with it. Now, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place myself, right? Like I said, feel free to call in. Now, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place myself tonight, right? So, okay. So, we already know if there was a black kid who said he was going to fight against whatever phony made up reason it was to have a firearm, and his mother drove him to the place where he murdered 2 people and injured a 3rd, both of them would be doing time in prison. We know this. You know, this is a known fact. But like I told you, I'm glad that this is open, because what this is going to do now, Doopy Negroes, don't do no more protests. You make sure you're armed, because this gives them a green light now to shoot everybody out there protesting and jail. Now, they left a little caveat out why he had went up there to begin with. Remember, the judge and all these other white supremacists say these are criminals out there. These are criminals running the streets wild, crazy, burning, looting, and all this other kind of idiotic, moronic nonsense. Moronic on its face. Idiotic nonsense, right? Mr. Blake, who was breaking up a domestic dispute, was shot 9 times in the back. Should have been murder. It was really attempted murder by this race soldier. Attempted murder. But luckily he survived, but now he's paralyzed for the rest of his life. Now the reason why they were out in Kenosha, that was in protest of this race soldier's violent act on Mr. Blake. Anybody down the white supremacists can even realize this. Oh no. They were just out there looting and shooting and killing people. They were criminals. That's why this no good moronic judge wanted to claim these people were not victims. Right? You don't get victim status in the eyes of white supremacy when it's doing its dirt. Because I told you, they're always ready to have a few sacrifices of their own. The problem, as long as white supremacy stands up at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So the reason why he was out there, no, that's no significance. The reason why those people out there protesting has no significance is that they should have the right to kill people with impunity. That's how white supremacy works, remember? You're not to be judged for killing people unjustly. You're not to be judged on killing people unjustly. And so that's why every white supremacist was glued to their TV this whole trial to make sure that their killing with impunity would not be impeded. Right? Well, that it would not be impeded by any municipality across the country. Now, this is the new norm, family. I want you to look at the new norm. Don't mind these other goofy protests in New York. This is Black Lives Matter, created by the damn Ashkenazim who do not mean black people any good. These are all distractions and idiotic nonsense. Now, when you go protest and do real protests, you must get your Second Amendment game up. You must be armed and ready to throw down that steel. Because now they made it open season for any wacko lunatic to shoot you and claim it's self-defense. Now, this is the new norm. This is the precedent that they set, right? Enacting this moronic-ass verdict has made this the new precedent in this country. Any moron, lunatic nut can have a firearm and open fire on anybody and say it was in self-defense. Because remember, you were not allowed to kill people in the protection of any kind of property. You couldn't openly fire and murder people and say it's because you were protecting property. Because life is more valuable than property. I know white supremacists like to say property is more valuable than human life. But the creator of everything has told a life more valuable than anybody's property, because property can be replaced. That's why life does not become before property. But in their twisted mental infliction, their psychopathic reasoning, the things that they've stolen from the rest of the world always comes first. In their psychopathic mind frame, the things that they've stolen, the property that they've stolen from the rest of the world comes first before anyone's life. And that's the mind frame they work from. All right? That's the mind frame they work from. Okay, White. You said, White Devil, you don't get to destroy Piper. I defend it. Well, why don't you defend life? You don't defend life when police are murdering innocent black people. You don't defend that. Where's your gun at? Where's your weaponry when these race soldiers are killing innocent black men, women, and children? Since you're going to protect property. But you don't protect life first? Life doesn't matter, huh? That doesn't go with doesn't that go with your Christian fake Jesus values? See, their fake religion with this Jesus shit that they've given the world, this moronic ass made up cracker who comes from Sweden or Switzerland, wherever this phony cracker came from, this blonde haired, blue eyed moronic made up figure, that comes out of the Alps some damn where. He was never in Northeast Africa because he doesn't look like a Northeast African resident, as far as I know back then. Northeast African resident wouldn't look like some cracker from Switzerland. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's a reason why they're burning shit down, White Devil. I can understand they were burning. I can understand it would make them criminals if they wasn't burning things down for nothing. What is the reason for them protesting, White Devil? I don't even want to call you White Devil because it sounds phony. People might think I'm just calling you White Devil. That's the name this guy gave himself in the other chat room. He calls himself White Devil, right? So don't get mad at me for saying I'm calling him White Devil. That's the name he gave himself. So don't get mad for me calling him White Devil. That's the name he gave himself. So White Devil, what should be the response for killing innocent black women and children? I want to know what would be the response for killing innocent black men, women, and children. from these race soldiers. Because you say you want to protect property, but you won't protect life. You won't protect life. So what you're saying is completely moronic and doesn't make any sense. You'll protect inanimate objects, but you won't protect human life. See, that's what that's the psychopathic nature of these people. They'll protect inanimate objects over human life. Because I told you they want to freeze the world as they stole it. And they always want to inflict murder with impunity. So what Kyle Rittenhouse getting out, that just says, yeah, oh shit, yes, we still get to kill people. These white people were sacrifices, fuck them. But we still get to kill people. It is a wonderful thing. Because we were losing this. We were losing these, we were losing these benefits of killing people because down the line, some people were being prosecuted here recently. And that's not a good thing. As a white supremacist, I want to be able to kill with impunity. Kill you and get away scot-free. And make up some other moronic reason why I had to put a bullet in your head. Right? So, I would fight to the death to protect things I have earned. What about people? Would you fight for the death for people? Yeah, because he went up there, understand, we're calling White Devil. They got a number right there, White Devil. 850. Let's get a, I'm not going to attack you. I want to get a understanding of your thinking. They got a number right there, White Devil. Call in. And don't think I'm calling this guy White Devil. He put his name as White Devil. Okay? Everybody look at me out here. He put his name in the chat room over here as White Devil. so. He put his name in the chat room as White Devil. So call up White Devil. But the reason why he went up there was to engage in the murder of innocent black people, because that's what the protest was about. It wasn't about protecting any property. It's because Mr. Blake had been shot by a race soldier unjustly 9 times for trying to break up a domestic dispute. And far as I know, the race soldier has still never been prosecuted. Isn't that funny? Every time they shoot us, they're never prosecuted. That's the majority of times. They get to kill us with impunity. So the thing is, they've always wanted black people to suffer in silence. But there's no more suffering in silence. That's not going to work. That suffering in silence is not going to work. So if you do decide to protest, you make sure you got that steel with you. Because they're going to tell you that they're fearful for their life and they're protecting their lives. So you make sure you are strapped as well. Because that's what this done. And they know what it did. This is free reign on everybody, saying that you are protecting your life. Because the judge, he realized they gave a green light for every nut and wacko to carry a firearm, whether underage or overage. Old man to young kid. He didn't admit he went for no weapon. He had no weapon. He went for a weapon, walking back to his car. Call in, White Devil. I ain't going for a weapon. He have any weapon. He admit no weapon. What are you talking about? Mr. Devil, why didn't he call him Mr. Devil? Still, why did the judge throw out the gun charge that Kyle admitted to obtain illegally? Of course. Because they need a clean sweep on this thing. Walking back calmly, he admitted he was going for a weapon. Never admitted he was going for any weapon. He never had any weapon in the car. There would have been weapon charges against him. That's why there was never filed any weapon charges against Mr. Blake. I told you, white people just a psychopaths. The evidence and facts of the case, this man was shot 9 times for no apparent reason. We know the reason, because he's black. And these race soldiers can get away with murdering and shooting black people without any justification. And so that's why there was a protest. You know what? White devil. Let me say this, white devil. If there was justice in the country, right, you wouldn't have had no protest, because they would have known justice would have occurred when the white race soldiers shot Mr. Blake. He would have been tried as such. But we know there has been no justice. That was the reason for the protest. It's like they can't connect the dots. It's absolutely crazy. There wouldn't have been no protest if you were getting justice all along. If black people were getting justice for being murdered indiscriminately, there would be no protest, because they would already know the wheels of justice would turn. Just like the white woman who shot the brother down in Oklahoma for having breaking down on the road. Guess what? She was just transferred to another precinct while she killed that man. Was it Terrence Crutcher or Tamir Rice? 12-year-old child gets shot in the face for playing in the park. A 12-year-old child. He had a play gun. Rittenhouse had a real semi-automatic weapon, walking down the street shooting folks. But a 12-year-old child gets shot in the face and still no justice. 12-year-old child. He was the honorable member of the defense team. Exactly right. Exactly right, Big Chief. That gun charge had Kyle, hook, line, and sinker, but the judge threw it out. Mr. Devil, please explain this. The law threw out the gun charge. The law? What law? There's no legal right for an underage individual to have a semi-automatic weapon. White devil? So, how's that possible? How's that possible? But, read you guys' comments. So, kids in Wyoming go hunting at 30. Oh, I have no problem with it. See, we're not talking. They don't go hunting with an AR-15. They don't go hunting with a semi-automatic weapon. Come on, white devil. I want to give you credit. I'm not saying you crazy, white devil. They're not going deer hunting with AR-15s. That was kind of unfair to the deer. I've been deer hunting before. I've never used a semi-automatic weapon. Not to shoot a deer, but hey, yeah, rifles, exactly. But yeah, these are just false discrepancies white devil is bringing up, because in fact he was underage for having an AR-15. And so let's get to the nitty-gritty. As far as they said he was defending himself, right? The other two were shot when they were trying to get the gun away from him. They wasn't defending themselves. They were chasing him, trying to disarm him because he had just murdered somebody. They make it like, oh, he was out there defending himself. They were running to try to get the gun from their ass, but they were stupid. I will admit they were moronic and facing the gun and this little white psychopath, because they got shot trying to disarm him. I don't know why you would run behind somebody who just murdered somebody, clearly murdered Mr. Rosenbaum. They keep saying somebody had a weapon. Nobody had any weapons. That was chasing after his ass. Oh, the skateboard. Oh, the skateboard. Skateboard. So, it's an assault weapon. It's an assault rifle. It's not just a rifle. Come on now. Come on, man. Let's stop. Come on, white devil. Let's stop playing crazy and stupid. See, that's what white supremacy does. It likes to play games. Where's the AR-15? It's a rifle, isn't it? It's an assault weapon. It's a semi-automatic assault weapon. It's not just any like alt anything. Okay? It's an assault weapon. But they'll make excuses after excuses. But I'm not gonna argue the fine. I'm not gonna argue the fine points of the case. We know it's a clear shut case of white supremacy where the judge was openly being a defendant for Mr. Rittenhouse, right? Openly for this little no good bastard. Now we know the evidence of his past was never allowed to either also suffer, right? I mean surface. No problem. Yeah, his friend purchased it. So his past was not allowed to surface in the trial. Now you know if anybody black does something, they'll go back to your goddamn kindergarten teacher. Was he late for eating snacks? Was this little nigga late for eating any of his little snack cakes, his little Debbie's? That's how far white supremacy goes back on black people. If they do anything wrong or presumed wrong, they go back to your goddamn kindergarten and bring that up. So you know what? He was tardy on November 18th, 1982. Explain that. Explain this nigga being tardy on November 15th, 1982. What's it got to do with this? Because the nigga was late back then. This proves he's no good. This proves he's no good and should be prosecuted with the full extent of the law. But Kyle Rittenhouse, he has no past. There's no past to see. He just shows up, shoots a couple of people. We don't know what transpired in his past to bring him to this point. We don't know nothing about his past at all. We're not allowed to see. The judge said his past is inconsequential. Doesn't matter how he feels or what he's done before the night events of late August 2020. Doesn't matter. Nothing to see here. Keep it pushing. So it's nothing to see here. Keep it pushing, right? So what this is, Katie bar the doors, family. You make sure you exercise your Second Amendment rights and be armed because you got these other morons. I don't know why they ain't protesting this. You should know what was going to happen. See, Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with black people. Ain't it funny? The white supremacists know Black Lives Matter was created by white people, but they keep talking about Black Lives Matter. Black people don't got shit to do with Black Lives Matter. It's a distractionary, nonsensical white person group. It has nothing to do with us. That's why they're the morons out there supposedly protesting. Set up by George Soros and other no good Ashkenazi. Protesting what? Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with black people whatsoever. So family, if you're going to get involved in real protest, it has something to do about black people and not this fake ass Black Lives Matter that does not represent black people. Another fake handkerchief head Ashkenazi created organization. You make sure you have your goddamn weapons ready. Because every nut, crackpot, kook, white supremacist, I'm protecting my property. He's going to open fire on you. So you just be ready. Don't be out there just doing idle, false-ass demonstrations like this fake Black Lives Matter. We got to separate ourselves from fake Ashkenazi-backed white organizations that have nothing to do with us. That's true. That's true. That's true, white devil. Never know when you're going to defend yourself. I agree with you, White Devil. I agree. You never know when you're going to defend yourself. I agree. They were trying to take it from them. I'm not trying to take nobody's firearm. That's going to be the rules they're going to say. So, of course, Kyle is glad, Mr. White Devil, because he's free to kill another day. And so, family, he's going to probably end up killing some more white little girls or white men. But I told you, white supremacy always has to give a sacrifice. It doesn't matter. You know? Because a little white girl he beat up, doesn't matter that he whipped her ass in school for no reason. That doesn't matter. See, that doesn't lead to his character. You're not allowed to know this psychopath's character leading up to those late August 2020 events that happened in the streets of Kenosha. He was made into this great kid. He was up there giving medical help and cleaning off the graffiti and all other kind of nonsense. That's the fake narrative they want to portray. They never tell you about him beating up the little white girl in school for no reason. Never tell him talking about he wanted to kill demonstrators. See, that was not allowed. That was not admissible in court, according to this moronic ass, racist ass judge, who was over the top with his moronics. And I told you, the prosecution was not going to file a motion to censor that judge. That judge's behavior was over the top. You've never seen this in any courtroom ever. And the prosecution is not going to file judicial misconduct charges in Wisconsin against this no good bastard. Because Kyle Rittenhouse's innocent plea served white supremacy. So they're not going to hold this damn old racist ass judge in contempt. They're not going to go after him. I told you. There's nothing to see. Oh, we just lost the trial. Oh my God. Nothing to see. It was nothing to see. They're trying to tell you that the prosecution was out of line. Isn't that funny? That guy was, Kyle shot a pedophile junk, shot a thief in the arm, shot a wife beater in the head. He performed 3 miracles he achieved. Okay, well, told you, he's sainthood. But see, he's talking about Mr. Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum was the same person, not all 3 of them. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, dirty Baron. So, don't call in dirty vomit. Call in varmint. Varmint. Call in. Number's 850-368-9102. Call in. Call in, dirty varmint. So, yeah, one of them was allegedly a white. You're talking about the same guy that was a wife beater and a pedophile. That's true. But that has nothing to do with the case. See, that doesn't give you right to murder somebody. So you're saying because he was a pedophile? So should I be able to shoot Trump in the head? Trump and Biden are alleged pedophiles. Should I be able to go kill President Trump? He's an alleged pedophile. He's an alleged rapist. He told you he grabs women by the pussy. So should I be allowed, dirty varmint, to go shoot Trump in the fucking head for, I mean, he has nothing to do with this case. Should I be able to kill him? Because he's an alleged grabbing woman by the pussy person? Should I be able to just go kill him? Then I'm a miracle worker then too? Should I be able to go kill him? Because that's the rationale you're making. Because of their past deeds, they should be shot. They should be shot by this Kyle Rittenhouse. What you say is completely moronic. And I want you to listen to these morons as they speak. I want you to listen to the psychopaths as they have disassociation. They saying you should just openly be able to kill someone because they are an alleged pedophile. Not that they were prosecuted for pedophilia, but you should be able to go just murder anybody on the street. See, that's how white supremacy works. See, because remember, it's situation morality. Now, that's not going to apply to anybody black decides to go kill somebody. Oh, they didn't know, they didn't get a fair trial. Because for them, everything is race-based. Understand this is a race war for these people. Everything for them is race-based. And you must understand that to understand these psychopathic people. Because morality means nothing. They will switch up day and night. He was a pedophile. What's that got to do with the damn case? Nothing. That's inconsequential to the case. They want to tell me his past, but they don't want to tell me Kyle Rittenhouse's past. Ain't that funny? They want to tell me Mr. Rosenbaum's past, right? He's a pedophile, a woman beater, and allegedly he was. I can't defend that, but he hasn't given a trial. He's dead now. He can't speak for himself. So these things are alleged, right? But they want to tell me Rosenbaum's past, but not tell me Kyle's past. See, I told you. That's how these psychopathic white supremacists think. They don't tell you about Kyle past beating up the little white girl, talking about killing people. They don't bring that up. That's inconsequential as long as it protects the religion of white supremacy. Why did you tell me Kyle's past? Because Kyle didn't know they were a pedo, a thief, and a white beat. He was just defending himself. Yes, he was. Go ahead. I'll see you later, white devil. It's time to go. You should have called in. Don't be a coward. Call in, white devil. See, with white devil, they never call in. They never want to get this work because their arguments have no validity. Numbers right there. You can call in. I haven't been offensive. I haven't been disrespectful to you or dirty varmint. I mean, you white devil or dirty varmint. I've been disrespectful. So no need to be scared to call in and defend your argument. But they can't defend it because the argument is not logical. Now, I agree those people shouldn't have been chasing this psychopath with an armed weapon trying to get it from him. That's stupid. But he wasn't scared of his life when he was shooting them people. He was defending black neighbor from white people. Okay. What was the protest? Okay, let's go against that. Why were they there? What was the protest about, dirty varmint? Dirty varmint. What was the protest about? Let's start there. Why were they protesting in Kenosha that night? Okay? Let's go there first. Why were they protesting in Kenosha that night? See if we can make some common ground here. See if we can both be human beings up in here. Let's see if we can figure out why were they protesting. It might be Big Cheese. It might be Puke Tube trolling. But, you know, it's good for us to know. It might be. The Antifa, Israelis hijacked the Black Lives and turned it into, they the ones created that shit. The Antifa as Israel. They the one created that goofy shit. Black people ain't got nothing to do with that Black Lives Matter shit. And you as a white supremacist, y'all should know that. Y'all not stupid. You know damn well it was the Israelis who created that Black Lives Matter shit. It ain't got nothing to do with black people. We don't affiliate with none of that shit. Got nothing to do with us. They was about and I still ain't seen no Antifa. Who was Antifa out there? They was talking about this Antifa. Where the hell they at? I've seen the Boogaloo Boys. I've seen the Proud Boys. I've still yet to see this fake ass Antifa they keep talking about. Can somebody show me where I sign up to get registered for Antifa? Where are these Antifa? Antifa. 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 Where is? How do you join this boogeyman called Antifa? But we know that the Black Lives Matter shit was created by the Ashkenazim. Had nothing to do with black people. We don't support none of that shit. But the white supremacists, the Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter. They ain't got shit to do with black people, and they goddamn know it. That's why this guy just said it. But they'll keep saying the shit. Black people ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. But they'll keep saying it's a fake boogeyman. Because I told you, they always play stupid. Act like they don't know that Black Lives Matter is a fake organization created by these damn Ashkenazim. It was never taken over. It was never created by us. For us. Has nothing to do with us. Some fake ass homosexual Ashkenazim fake ass group that does nothing, has nothing to do with black people whatsoever. That's why they're on their media, always getting all the airtime to make them into a credible fake organization. I don't know about that. Nope, I don't want you to block nobody. Nope, don't block nobody. We want a real open dialogue. Don't want nobody blocked. So they'll run all day. The Black Lives Matter people. That's why their media always puts up Black Lives Matter. These rampant homosexuals and pedophiles and all this other shit. Say this represents black people. Black people don't got shit to do with no Black Lives Matter. Oh shit. You know, that's coming soon. That wasn't my thing actor. Come on, damn. Nah, we don't block nobody, we engage them. Yeah. He actually said it was said. Okay. All right. But that's okay. Okay? They're not going to deal, I told you, situational ethics with them. Whatever the situation that benefits them, the ethics change. The ethics are not consistent. It's situational ethics with them, always has been. If the situation changes and the shoes on the other foot, their ethics are going to change to benefit them. It's never about justice. You never had any justice with these people. You know, they know Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with black people. But why they keep bringing it up? They know through their media, they're the same ones that's always talking about this Black Lives Matter shit. Their media, Ashkenazi media, always puts up the Black Lives Matter phonies. You mean the white supremacists not smart enough to know these don't represent black people? Why they keep bringing it up then? Because they like to play stupid. They love to play dumb. as if this fake Black Lives Matter wasn't created by people that are not black, or not funded by people that are not black. What's going on, Derek? I don't. I've never seen none of that shit you talk. Say black people, white people always love black people. I don't believe that shit. I've seen none of this love you're talking about. Dirty varmint. Call in 850. Let's talk about the love. Since white people always love black people. I've never seen this. I've never seen this great love that white people have. I might be wrong. I can stand corrected. Call up 850-368-9102. I like to hear all this love. How they kill us indiscriminately and white people don't stand up for it. And white people love black people so much, dirty varmint, what they would done, they would have said, hey, we got to stop the killing of innocent black people by prosecuting and punishing the race soldiers. Right? We got to punish these white cops that kill indiscriminately. They have no problem punishing the black ones that do it. You know why black people don't kill? You know why these black cops don't kill a bunch of white people? Because they know they're going to be prosecuted with the full extent of the law. They know that. Ain't that funny? Everybody black who shoots somebody white, that's a cop, they serve time. So if it was all this great love you're talking about, Mr. Varmint, what white people would do, they would stand up and say, hey, we can't allow all these black people to be killed indiscriminately without justice. And it would change overnight. And you would have no more burning of property that they always concerned about. You have no more protest. You have no more burning of property. If you just implement justice. See, that's too much like right. If you implement real justice, there would be no need for protest. The protests are a reason for non-justice. If you would implement justice, there would be no protest. You mean tell me you don't know that? White people don't know that? They play stupid? My God. Why are they protesting? Why are they burning and shit in the streets? What's going on? Because black people are the only ones that are not allowed to have justice in this society. That's why. That's why. I don't believe that. You guys count the government. I don't believe that. You won't unite. Race comes first. The funny thing that poor white people have more in common with black people, but they don't unite with black people. They unite with all other races because race comes first to poor white people, more than uniting and having justice. And that's just a fact, sadly enough. If poor white people actually wanted to unite, they would. They had more in common with black people, because black people have been put in poverty. But white people value being white more than uniting with black people. You guys' comments? Right. And right. That's the other trailer trash in Kentucky. Exactly right. That's in Kentucky. Yeah, that's all in the news. We know that's a lie. Black people have tried to unite with white people. Over and over again, we've been shot in the face, stabbed in the back. Because at the end of the day, whiteness comes first. And these are just facts. For them, whiteness comes first, not uniting with anybody black. And doing justice. Hold you guys, give me a second. Just give me 1 second. Oh, we. Damn, still do. Pick up the phone. Damn, it's hot. Man, it's hot. All right, I'm back. That's back. That's back. That's back. Okay. All right. Damn, it's hot. Okay. Now what I'm telling you what's going to happen. This is going to cause more. This is going to cause more violence in the streets, family. Because this now gives white supremacists the green light. And understand, I told you this is a precedent. Make no mistake. This court ruling has made a precedent around the country. And everybody's now going to be carrying assault weapons, saying they're protecting property and they're defending their lives whenever you have a protest. So you make sure you have your weapon on you if you're going to be out there. You don't be a moron. You don't be caught slipping, and you don't listen to any of these Black Lives Matter fake Negroes. So we're not going to show up without any weapons. If you're going to be out there in the streets protesting, which is moronic anyway, doesn't work. Walking around buildings, singing, holding hands has been ineffective for the last 60 damn years. Now, if you're going to start burning shit down, okay, cool. As injustice, because no justice, no peace is real. No justice, no peace is actually real. But make sure if you're going to be out there and protesting the innocent death of anybody black, that you are fully armed and aware of your surroundings. You don't get caught slipping, because this is the precedent that they have now put out there nationwide. Okay, so you be aware of what now they've done. They made it legal for anybody to have a semi-automatic weapon, open fire on anybody, saying that they're protecting property or they're defending their lives because they're afraid. It's self-defense. And if you say, hey man, what you doing here with that weapon? Pow, 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 pow. I was defending my life. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know. I was defending myself. because the defense narrative is so flimsy now, and that's what they've done. The defense narrative is so flimsy now. Me defending my life. I'm scared. If you were scared, you shouldn't have had your ass out there to begin with. So remember, this is going to give the benefit of arming every right-wing, white supremacist wacko out there. So just be ready to defend yourself if you're going to be out in any protest. Yes, comments. Exactly right, Don. It'll be open season. I told people this going to set a precedent. Right. Better strap up. Exactly. Exactly right, Donna. Donna's right. This is going to set a precedent, like I said. And that's why every white supremacist is now celebrating. And they make Kyle Rittenhouse into a new what? Idol of white supremacy. He's now going to be the new it boy, new idol. He's going to be doing all kind of circuits on on right-wing tours because they now idolize him and made him iconic. He's now become an iconic figure in whitedom. Make no mistake. And so what they always do is copy and paste. So make sure you be aware if you're going to go to any goopy protest. Days of you walking around building, singing songs is over. Because they can now shoot the shit out you while you're singing, "We shall overcome someday." Say, "Hey, what you doing there, white man?" Bow, bow, bow. He talked harshly to me. I was afraid for my life, so I shot the shit out that nigga. What was he doing? He was singing, "We shall overcome white supremacy." So I shot his ass. You have the right to defend yourself. You have that right. What kind of... Oh, the white people pick black slaves because they love them the most, not because they hate them. Why would you pick someone you hate to be your kid's nanny? What? Is that the most psychopathic thing I ever heard? Exactly. Ahmed Arbery, no justice, no peace. That, if you say so, call in, white boy. Just call in, man. Call in. I don't know who's saying that. It's definitely our problem, Donna. It's definitely our problem. That's what it's about. He went to kill black people. He didn't go there because he was trying to defend shit. It was a black protest about Mr. Blake being shot 9 times in the back for no reason. That's what it's about. It's about race soldiers killing unarmed, innocent black people. That's what the protest is about, and not getting any justice. See, all they got to do is implement justice. But see, implement justice would not lead to white supremacy. They don't believe in implementing justice. That's why they never tell you, well, why were they protesting? Because they got non-justice in this country. That's why the protests persist, because of non-justice. All you have to do is implement justice. But they refuse to implement justice. They refuse to punish their race soldiers. That's the reason why for the protest. If you had justice and people knew there was going to be justice, there would be no protest and no need for any protest ever. That's the one simple caveat no one wants to tell you about. What? Produce justice, no protest. It's that simple. They don't want to produce any justice, so there's protest. They say, well, common sense, why don't you just produce justice? When innocent black men and women, children get killed by these race soldiers, how about you have punishment on these race soldiers? Oh no, we can't punish the race soldiers. We can't do that. They're always innocent when they shoot black people. They're never innocent when they shoot anybody else. But they're always innocent when they shoot black people. There's nothing to see here. Because in this society, understand black people, you're not allowed to have justice, so we must implement justice of our own. And if you gotta burn shit down to the ground, well, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying there could be a consequence of non-justice. When you don't get justice, you must have other avenues to bring forth justice. It's just that simple. Those are the laws of the universe. Every action must have an opposite and equal reaction. Okay? Every action must have an opposite and equal reaction. Every action must have an opposite and equal reaction. And black people being silent is not an equal reaction to violence. Will shoot your ass dead, right? Right. So understand, all they have to produce is justice. That's it. And be seen through time immemorial, they refuse to produce justice. You can kill anybody else and get justice. You kill black people, there's no justice. Over and over again. Over and 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 over again. So black people, we have to now produce justice. Whatever form that may be. We can't be murdered indiscriminately and do nothing about it. Those are the acts of cowards. We can no longer be murdered in the streets and not have an equal response to murder. It's just that simple. What you guys comment? He said, hey, Monique and everybody. Okay, Mr. Brown. Okay. So, we know that this case has set a precedent and made things more dangerous for any individual. So, like I said, you're going to see a lot of killing during these other protests. And that's what they want. They bring back the Wild Wild West. And now that they set this precedent, they can't say somebody black shoot somebody white in the head for self-defense. He scared me. I was afraid my life, shot his ass in the head. Kyle Rittenhouse. See, then you'll see this situational ethics come in. Oh no, you're black, you killed somebody white. What the hell's that got to do? This is the same thing as Kyle Rittenhouse. I was afraid for my life. He lunged at me, so I shot the shit out of his ass. Let's see if I get the same innocent verdict. And that's the precedent that's been set up. So it's going to be the Wild Wild West. I lived in Japan. I know Japan's much better. Yeah, Dirty Barman. I lived in Japan for many years. So, Japan is less violent? Yes. Is Japan a less violent country? Yes, it is. Well, good luck in Japan. Japan is less violent. But, you guys got to stop being so hair triggered. You got to listen to what they got to say and see if you can meet in the middle. To understand your enemy, you got to respond to your enemy. You guys can't run away from your enemy. Say, oh, I can't listen. No, you got to know how they think, what they think. Can't say, I don't want to listen to them because it makes me angry. No, you got to listen and listen so you understand how they think. Then you can act appropriately. You'll know what to do. Don't cut yourself up. You guys got to start reading. We're gonna start reading The Art of War. I read it a few years ago on the show. We're gonna start doing The Art of War. You got to understand your enemy. You can't say I don't want to hear from them. That's stupid. That's the main person. You don't want to listen to people that agree with you. You end up in an echo chamber. So I taught you guys that years ago. You don't end yourself in an echo chamber with just people agree with you. Then you don't know what's going on around the world around you. You're in an echo chamber, a bubble. You don't put yourself in an echo chamber. You want to listen to all avenues coming in from all spectrums of reality. You don't close yourself out from nobody, whether it be white, Asian, East Indian. In order for you to know how they think, you must engage. That's the art of war. You close yourself out from nothing and nobody. Yes, the Art of War is mandatory reading in the Marine Corps. It's mandatory you read the Art of War. You don't understand. They get mad. I don't want to hear. No, you listen to everything people say. You cut off nothing. Look how it makes you feel. You must. You think it's worse, Lando? You think Japan is worse? Never exposed allied countries. Yeah, you gotta hear it. You gotta learn from it. You won't be, if you don't know from it, you won't know it. Don't hear it, you won't know it. If you guys can't hear it, I hear it. Better for me to hear it then. Because I practice the art of war. Damn all that. Damn that shit y'all tell y'all like it. I love to hear it. I don't know, Lando. I thought Japan, you know, you had the Yakuza running around. But Japan's a less violent society. And Japan's racism is more indiscriminate. You know what I'm saying? It's there, but it's not always in your face. You know, Japan's racism is not always just like the Caucasians. It doesn't just wash over you. You know what I'm saying? The Japanese are racist, but they're not as racist as Caucasian people are. You know, they're not like in your face with it. The Japanese racism is more subtle. It's more subtle. Chinese is in your face. They hate that. The Chinese is, but the Japanese are more subtle because their culture is based on politeness. You know, their culture is based on being polite. They want to allow the government, not all of it, it's a clan thing. They're clicked in with a lot of the government, of course. Of course. But the Japanese racism is not as abrupt as the Chinese. The Japanese a little more it's a little bit the Japanese racism is funny. It's there, but it's not like in your face. It's subtle. Japanese racism is subtle. I find it funny. It's subtle. It's subtle. We're going to have to go back and start reading The Art of War again. Those who don't understand how to prepare for enemies, understand you don't cut yourself off from nobody or nothing they're saying. That's detrimental to you and your growth and understanding your enemy. You never do that. You never, ever, ever, ever cut yourself off from people that want you dead or sane. Ever. I don't care if you don't like it or not. You need to know how people are thinking, what they're thinking, why they're thinking it, how they plan to apply it, you need to know. You can't shut yourself off and say, well, I don't know what the hell's going on because they hate me. Nah, that don't work in the real world. You need to know. Yeah, yeah, the parents just kills you softly. Yeah, they're more polite with it. Exactly, they're more polite. Mr. Brown, have you ever been in Japan? See, everybody thinks the Japanese culture is like the Chinese culture. It's not. Japanese, you might can't tell the difference. Chinese culture and Japanese culture are completely different. Completely different. Completely. And if you didn't know, the Japanese can't stand the Chinese. That's another you guys don't even know it, unless you've been there. You guys think the Japanese cannot stand the Chinese. They can't stand their ass. I didn't know that. Till I lived over there. They can't stand their ass. Only the Chinese can stand the Japanese, but definitely the Japanese cannot stand the Chinese. That's a known fact. That's a known fact. It's funny. But and don't get mad about what people say. Just observe, listen, take what you can in. If you leave as you can't, leave it alone. But you want an understanding of how people think. At all times. Don't allow yourself to get over emotional by how people think and what they say. So what? What you're doing is taking notes. You're observing. You're standing back from the situation and you're looking at things in the third person. You don't get emotional with somebody saying, so what? You're analyzing their thinking pattern. So you'll be more abrupt to know what the hell's going on with these other psychopaths around you. Okay, this is what they think, this is what they do. Okay, you stand the third person, you don't get all emotional about what they say. Who cares? You don't get all consumed about what the hell someone's saying. So what? Yeah, you were shocked? Yeah, King Stan, that's a fact. That's a fact, King Stan. She told you the truth. She told you the truth. That's a fact, King Stan. As sure as I'm lying, I'm flying. That's a fact. King Stan, she right. That's exactly right, King Stan. She right. Couldn't stand Chinese. I bet you was. I bet you was shocked. I bet you was shocked, King Stan. I was too, but that's a fact. And you see it in evidence in Japan. Evidence. They can't stand their ass. You know they both Asian people. They can't stand their ass. It's palpable. Like, damn. It's palpable. You're right. If you was ever in Asia, King Stan, you would see it. It's palpable. The Japanese do not like their ass. It's palpable. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's palpable. Not really allowed to travel to Japan. Red zone distance without restriction. Yeah, that's true. The Chinese are still trying to get the Japanese to apologize for World War II. Japanese say kick rocks. Chinese, 70 years later, are still trying to get the Japanese to apologize for invading and dominating China. Japanese said, no, kick rocks. We're never going to apologize for dominating your ass. We're never going to apologize for dominating you people. Each time we fight, we always dominate you. So no, we're not. You see all these fake ass karate, kung fu movies. The Japanese have always dominated the Chinese, always, in every war, every fight. Always dominate their ass, always. That's a dirty little secret they'll never tell you if you don't know real history. The Japanese have always dominated all the other Asians, the Koreans, Chinese. That's why the Japanese were considered the white men of Asia. They've always, I don't care since they propped up the Chinese. Chinese are a phony propped up country. Japan got there by themselves. Nobody propped up Japan. That's kind of. Yeah, I was shocked. I said, aren't y'all the same people? She said, she had a fit key. Yeah, they don't. I know she did, King Stan. Yeah, they what? No. Japanese do not consider us the same people as the Chinese. At all. At all. At all. It's crazy. And see, that's something King, that'd be the art of war. That's something King Stan can now know and use. Because they're still both racist against us. This is the Japanese racist. It's subtle. It's not as in your face as the Chinese. But it's there. It's subtle. But he wouldn't know that unless he engaged with that woman. So if he had to go to war against both of them, he could use that as a chess move. Pit one Asian against the other Asian when he comes out on top. There's things you need to know if you're going to go to war with people. And I mean any kind of war. It don't have to be physical, economic, social. Any war you need to have information. And then act accordingly. I wouldn't have known that either. I lived there. I know King Stan is telling the truth. He can't tell me no different because I lived there. I know he's telling me the truth. I've been told so many times, can't stand their ass. I'm like, what? I was like, King Stan, what? I said, ain't y'all the same people? In my ignorance, I said the same thing. Ain't y'all the same people? So I never knew that. You sure? I never knew that, Lando. Damn, I never knew that. That's wild. I never knew that. That's interesting. That's interesting. I never knew that. Exactly right, Big Cheese. Exactly right. Remember, in the Kung Fu, the Japanese are always the bad guys. The Chinese, exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. But I was a young guy. I didn't know the difference. Though, Big Cheese, I thought they was all Asian people. I'm like, Kingston, I didn't know the difference between the Japanese and the Chinese. I thought they was all the same damn people, too. I thought he was the bad Asian. I didn't know they were different nationalities when I was looking at that shit. All that hollering and shit and jumping off roofs. All that fake ass shit. That shit used to make me laugh. But anyway. They never acknowledged each other, but they spoke to you. That's right. That's right. That's what, and that's true. Exactly, Kingston. They never acknowledged each other, but they spoke to you. Because at that time, they didn't see you as an enemy, but they seen each other as as mortal enemies. And that's what, and it has never changed. Now in America, they might, as a community, because you see a lot of Chinatowns, but you don't see the Japanese in Chinatown. You guys ain't never noticed that? You don't see the Japanese in China. You might see some Koreans in Chinatown, but you never really ever see any Japanese in Chinatowns. Never. You don't say, well, it's a Chinese guy, a Japanese guy, he's going to have a shop in the Chinatown. You won't see that. You won't see a Chinese guy, the Japanese guy inside the Chinatown setting up a business. So, I didn't know that. I didn't know they controlled the triad. I thought they were at war with the triad, Lando. I thought they were at war with the triad. I thought they were at war with the triad. I didn't know that. No. You mean the Chinese was Kung Fu and the Japanese was karate. No, don't move to no China. Start American time, yeah. Don't move to no China. Don't nobody move to China. That's dictatorial. You move to Japan, don't move to no China. Y'all kind of social critics and fucked up. Yeah, but you mean the Chinese was Kung Fu, the Japanese was karate. Karate is a Japanese word. Kung Fu is Chinese. And Kung Fu means spirit. And actually, Kung Fu is not the term of fighting, it's the term of going within, of meditation. And I told you, family, here we don't hate nobody. We let everybody speak. We can't afford to hate nobody, but we know the hate laws are. I'm glad we went back to spiritual. Big Cheese took me back to the spiritual angle. We don't hate anybody here. We're higher than that. We don't hate people. We understand who they are and we act accordingly, but we don't hate nobody. Because that lowers our vibration. Okay? We act accordingly with everybody, but we don't hate nobody. We might, have disagreements and figure them out, but we don't hate people. That's not our bag. We understand we have enemies and we act accordingly, but we don't deal with no hate. We don't, we might not accept no. People say I go off on homosexuals and transgender. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate homosexuals. I don't hate transgender because I don't agree with what you do. That don't mean I hate you. I don't hate anybody. I don't have any hate in my heart for no one. But I have defense. I understand, people's nature, and I would defend black people to the death. But I don't hate anybody. We don't hate nobody. Okay? We're not here to hate anybody. We're to understand properly that, yes, sadly enough, do we have enemies? Yes, sadly enough. We don't choose to be no one's enemy. But we can't be sheep led to slaughter and act and put our heads in the sand, act like we don't have enemies and act appropriately. So we're going to just act appropriately, but we don't hate anybody. Okay? It's not our nature as spiritual people and godly people to hate anybody. Understand that. You guys go up the road. We don't hate nobody. We don't deal with hate here. We deal with knowledge, right knowledge. Say, okay, we got enemies. People choose to be our enemy. And so we act accordingly. We don't love our enemies, but we don't hate them either. We have understanding, okay, this motherfucker's an enemy. Choose to be an enemy, so we act accordingly. But no one's worthy of our hate. No one. Yeah. I know about the. I know about the drug trade. No, that'll never work. Dirty environment. Good. That's a good question. So black people get their separate country in America part? No, it'll never work. They'll never allow it. That's idiot. No, it'll never work. No. What's going on, Tosh? How's everything in Kenya, brother? Hope everything's good in the morning. No, that'll never work, dirty environment. They'll never allow black people. Black people had their own communities in America, and sad enough, your people, white people, burned them down to the ground when they wasn't doing nothing. Black Wall Street over in Oklahoma, but too many cities to mention. Those are just towns. So having a whole autonomous country inside of America, nah, that would never work, and they'd never allow it. And black people, sad enough, when they have their own country, they're going to have to go back and assimilate with Africa. They're going to have to assimilate back into African society. But a lot of black people are scared of Africa. But no. That was an honestly good question, though. See? No, they're never going to allow black people to have a country within a country. They're never going to tolerate that. But gonna ask you guys a question. No more questions. When my voice goes out, so I was gonna take a couple weeks out till my voice came back, and my internet was acting up too. No, they'll never do it, dirty varmint. They'll never do it. They'll never allow black people to be separate and apart. They'll never allow it. See, the whole thing, sadly enough, the Ashkenazim and white people have believed it. Since Ashkenazim have control of the media, they've destroyed our image. So the black image has been destroyed, especially black America worldwide, and that's on purpose. That's mind control. And so whites see us as an enemy, as a threat. For some reason, we've never done anything to white people. So nah, they'll never allow that. They'll never allow us to have a state of our own where we'll actually build and then actually have morality. We say, okay, these are the laws. This is what's going to be tolerated. These things are not going to be tolerated. Not inside the United States. No, they're not going to allow that. Yeah, the answer is dismantling white supremacy. You wouldn't have to have another country. You can share the land together. If you dismantle white supremacy, have justice, you wouldn't have to have a state inside of a state. Everybody be treated equally. That's the whole thing. If everybody can be treated fairly, dirty varmint, then that would be the problem. Everybody, I don't believe I should have more rights than you and treat you differently. So allow me and my people to have the same thing I wish on you and your people. I believe you should have justice, dirty varmint. I believe this. I believe you should have justice under the law. Well, that's when it was halfway decent. They might have admired it. A lot of it was debaucherous, and now it's completely, some of it was actually beneficial. Dirty varmint, but sadly enough, today it's been turned into gutter culture, and that's still so they think that all black people reflect that dirty, ignorant culture. See, in the 90s it was halfway decent. Now it's completely out of control. Ashkenazim have taken the culture and completely inverted. That culture is now destructive. Dirty varmint is now destructive. It's moronic, it's idiotic, and it destroys our image globally, and that's on purpose. That's to make all these black people are crazy and they all got gold teeth and ignorant, moronic, and violent. That's the media putting those people up there. That's not us. And we don't even agree with it. I think that whole culture should be wiped out now. It's antithetical to black people completely. And they know that. That's why they keep putting it out there. That's to destroy our image globally. But I'm glad you admit that, yeah, it was something to emulate, and nothing wrong with that. But today, no, that culture's completely been destroyed. And that's on purpose. Because that image, that false negative image, is supposed to permeate the worldwide, so they think all black people are halfway crazy and moronic and think about drinking and drugging all the time. Against the Mexicans, they bringing the Mexicans in to team up with you guys, dirty varmint. They bringing the Mexicans because Mexicans are more whitish looking than black, so that's why they bringing these illegal aliens in to team up with you. And sadly enough, the Mexicans are just as see, you may not be as racist, and I've heard nothing racist from you, so I can't call you a white supremacist. That'd be unfair to you. But the Mexicans are just as white supremacists as any white supremacist. That's why these other liberals are bringing them in here to team up to go against black people. They're a buffer race. So no, they're not going to see, you think a different way, but that's the reason why they flooding these illegal aliens in here. Because then, see, that's something grin. I don't agree with no illegal aliens and no unprotected borders. I believe take all these illegal aliens and ship their ass out. Round their ass up and get them out of here. Yeah, I believe that. Ho hopping, dude. What's ho hopping? My damn voice. My damn voice is still bad. Shit. I agree, Derek. I agree. Get every last one of them out of here. I agree. I agree. Get every last one of their ass out of here. That's why they bring them in the middle of the night and putting them all over the damn country. It's not even legal what they're doing. And like I said, you had Governor Santos here in Florida found that they were shipping them in here illegally in the middle of the night, going to Jacksonville Airport, and then try to distribute them through Florida or some other parts. That's why he said he was going to get a plane and take those same people and ship them to Delaware, to Joe Biden's state. Let them deal with their ass, right? Because they've been flying them in here in the cover of night in certain cities. I told you don't find them on the border. I told you when I was down the border, I didn't find many illegal aliens. I told you the population is still majority white down there on the border. So they fly them in here to certain cities and then let them loose. That's why I try to find whole Mexican towns in Indiana. I've been northern Indiana be whole Mexican. I'm like, what the hell? Where these Mexicans come from? I be in Michigan. Like, where the hell these Mexicans come from? How they get up here in Michigan? How they know about this town? And they know they fly their ass in there, in these cities. Exactly right, King Stan. That's so true. That's true too, Dean, we do. That's right. But that's so true. So, and I want you to understand, the Mexicans are going to see this as a victory for them too, right? They're going to believe that they got the right to shoot black people and say they would, understand, this is what it's going to go for all these other buffer races, Asians and Mexicans. They're going to believe that Kyle Rittenhouse represents them, and they have an open season on killing. And they're going to find out quickly, if they kill anybody white, that's a wrap for their ass. But I think they know that. They're going to use that to try to implement their fake protecting themselves on black people. So be aware of that as well. There's no allies between us and any Mexicans or us and any Asians. And that's just the sad fact. So as black people, just act accordingly. Be ready. Because that's where this is going. This is the precedent. Because all these other fake buffer races are going to try to use this, and they're going to try to test this. Understand that? They want to test their white bona fides. So black women, if you're in any of these goofy salons, you'd like to go with these Asians, they're going to open fire on your ass. Because they're going to test the Kyle Rittenhouse rule that's been set as a precedent. So you want to go fucking around in their nail salons? You want to go fuck around their beauty salons? and they feel that you endangered them in some way by using rude language, they gonna shoot the shit out your ass and claim the Kyle Rittenhouse defense. So don't be surprised when they try to test this new precedent on your black ass. So you need to know this and act accordingly. So if you're going to be in certain places, you know you're going to have resistance. You carry that still. You have your own resistance. And you keep that hammer cocked back. You have your own resistance plan. All right? You have your own resistance plan. So, because, and like Donna said, black people say, what's this got to do with you? If you're some kind of a moron, this has everything to do with you. Kyle Rittenhouse was up there to shoot black people, not to shoot these white people who indiscriminately shot. He came there with the specific goal of being able to murder black African people, black indigenous people, whatever you want to call yourself. And so what they did was now like the green light on us as a target. And so we don't get caught slipping. You don't get caught slipping. You have your steel with you in case you have to lay down the law. You got that? In case you got to lay down the law, you have your steel with you. Now, us, we're not a violent people. That's not our nature. But you don't get caught slipping. Sometimes you're going to have to enact street justice. So you're gonna have to take that into account, family. And just be careful. And don't be anybody's goopy protest, especially not no Black Lives Matter ridiculous nonsense. It has nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. That's nothing but a clown farce. It's not there to accomplish anything. That's why the media's going to pick up and say, look what Black Lives Matter did. Look what them protests. And they know it's the hustle. Because the same people that own the media create that Black Lives Matter bullshit. Now that there is an unfortunate murdering of a black woman, child, or man, we must act accordingly. Whatever that means. But when we go out there to act accordingly, we will be armed. You will be armed. Because there will be wackos out there looking to kill you, talking about you don't deserve justice. As black people, we got to now start enacting justice. Period. Every action deserves an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? That's our motto. Every action deserves and requires a different and opposite reaction. Because we're not going to allow people to kill us indiscriminately and nothing happens anymore. Those days are over. You're not going to murder us and think you're going to go home and eat your chicken dinner and go to sleep. Nah, that ain't going to work. Because if the government doesn't want to produce justice, it's up to us to do so. Period. And so if we produce justice, they will get the point that there will be no indiscriminate killing of any black men, women, or children anymore. The days of walking around buildings, holding hands, and singing songs, that day is over. There's going to be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You treat us with respect and dignity, we'll treat you with respect and dignity. If you decide to murder us indiscriminately, there's going to be a pushback and there's going to be blowback. There's going to be pushback and there's going to be blowback. We're not going to die silent with nothing to say. If you treat us with respect and dignity, we'll treat you with respect and dignity. That's what we do as a people. You understand? We don't got black people out here killing white people indiscriminately and no one goes to prison. If a black person kills anybody white, they go to prison. So white people get justice. So that's why they're not out there protesting about being murdered by us and not getting justice. The quickness is that right. Is that most of your serious, most dangerous white supremacist groups are located in Wisconsin and outside of Chicago, Michigan, India, and up Ohio? I think you're right, B.O.B. Sadly enough, I think you're right. I think you're right. But we'll have to act accordingly. No more killing black people without a response. Period. You can't kill us and no response. If they give a trial, someone goes free, then we got to implement street justice. It's just that simple. We're not advocating violence. We're saying we're not going to be killed indiscriminately. And if the justice system's not going to bring justice, we're going to have to. We're going to be forced to. Or there's going to be more indiscriminate killing of us. Period. So we know that this Kyle Rittenhouse situation sets a precedent within the country. So just be aware. And like I said, the buffer races always want to get in on the action. So be aware of their ass. The buffer races always want to test the new precedents of murdering black people indiscriminately. Because they always want to see if they reach the plateau of whiteness. So be aware. Be cognitive. Well, that's true. That's right. You got Pittsburgh in the west, Philly in the middle, and Philly in the east, and Alabama in the middle. That ain't no lie. Hell, I just went past Pittsburgh the other night. What night was that? Wednesday night I was there. I had to go up to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. exactly right. Michigan is full of Klan. It is. That's true, Michelle. That's true. So, just be aware. Just be aware. This sets a precedent. Wrap this up. My voice is dying. My voice is gone again. I have to take a couple of weeks off to get my voice back. We have no friends, Derek, and that's all right. We're all we need. As long as we unite as black people, we're all we need. Black people think we need friends. No, we don't have no friends, and that's cool. We are the majority on the planet. From here to Africa to everywhere, we are the majority, just so we've been too weak and too divided. We didn't want to face that we actually have enemies. And it's all right. Once you face it, like I said, the art of war, once you face it and know it, and say our only out is to unite, because we are the majority on the planet. That's a fact. Put down the dumb divisions, the dumb tribalism, and all the other moronic ass shit. The goofy religions. I'm a dumbass Islamic nut. I'm a Christian nut. Drop all that fake shit and be black first. And act accordingly about being black first. We're all we need. That's all we need to know is do that. If we unite, we win. The only thing that's hurt us has been this division. If we unite, we win. Stop being divided. We don't need any new friends. We need to get our act together, get on code. As black people, globally. Not none of this FBA bullshit, not none of this ADOS bullshit, but as a global power. As a global power. So with that, fam, I'm going to wrap up and say much love to the fam. My voice is going up. I wanted to do a spiritual show, but I wanted to start doing some more spiritual work, spiritual shows. But I had to address this one tonight. So further shows will take us back more into spiritual awareness of who we are and what's happening, where we need to go. Okay? But I had to address this thing, let you know this is a precedence and to be ready. But start going back into some more spiritual teaching. You know, something that's food for our souls. Can't just be about politics. We must feed the soul, because that's what we are first. Spiritual soul beings. That's what we are first and foremost. So we got to go back and feed the soul, feed the spirit. So with that, fam, I say much love. Wrap this up. Say black hot fire to everybody. Shout out to Tosh over there in Kenya. Good to have you, my African brother. We're going to say much love to the next episode, family. Black hot fire. Come on. Vibe with me. Woo! Here we go, here we go. Black hot fire. Come on. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Much love, family, much love. Black, hot, fire. Until the next time we meet, stay black, stay strong, stay aware. Black, hot, fire. Black, hot, fire. And we out. We out. Black, hot, fire. I will see everybody tomorrow, same back time, same back channel. Black, hot, fire. Probably on the network though. Same black time, same black channel. Black, hot, fire. Now if you all do, smash that like button for it, brother, before we get out of it. Smash that like button. Sub to whatever channel you're at. Sub to the channel. Make sure you visit the BlackHotFireNetwork.com social page. Black, hot, fire. We out, we out, we out.